right, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about PA number 3, the Gasket tool. So follow me down here and let's look at the tools we need for today. I have them all listed here. Center corner or center point rectangle, center point sketch, sketch fillet, and a dimension. Now remember, everything in the world is made up of lines and curves. So if you can wrap your head around that and kind of break things apart, you can draw these things using the tools I tell you. But there's also, you could use lines for this. You could break things down a couple of different ways, and you could trim stuff up and do things however you want. So this is the way I think that teaches you the tools the best. I kind of pick these drawings to teach you specific tools. And as you go through this packet, this is going to help you understand these tools as we go. So let's come up with a game plan for this gasket. So if we look here, we have a 2-inch diameter circle in the middle. We have a 4 by 5 rectangle. And then we have 4, take a look up here. Whenever you see 4x, that means that there's that same dimension repeated multiple times. It could be 5x, could be 10x, whatever. Something x means that there's going to be that multiplier of circles around. So this, in our case, we have 4 half-inch circles placed around. And our circle that we have, we said it's centered 2.5 by 2. So the way I want to start is we'll probably draw this outside rectangle first, draw a circle in the center, round those corners, and then we'll place those holes. And our questions can be kind of misleading, but this one says, what is the area of the shape with and without the holes? So with the holes, I'm come from a fabrication kind of mindset. So if the holes are there, it's if I were to drill those holes out or cut those holes out. So I guess with is kind of without the holes, and without the holes is with the holes, if that makes sense. We'll talk about it when we get there, and I'll show you that selection. But let's get started. So we're going to start with a 4 by 5 rectangle. So I'm going to go back to Onshape. Like always, let's get started with the sketch. We'll click our top plane, Shift and S to start that sketch, N to normalize, and P to hide those planes. So you could do this, like I said, with a regular rectangle, but I think the best way to do it is with a center point rectangle. So you can do letter R on your keyboard, start from the origin, and we will go 4 inches wide by 5 inches tall. We'll back out a little bit. Okay. Now, if we go back to our drawing, you'll see that I need that 2-inch diameter circle. So let's go ahead and do that. Letter C, center point, because we rounded everything. I'm going to go a 2-inch diameter. Now, one thing to notice is in our drawing, I gave you the dimensions of 2 over and 2.5 down, right? By using the center point rectangle, you don't have to do those dimensions. So if you're the type of person that likes to dimension everything, that's fine. But the way this drawing is it's based off of that center point. So we want to use those constraints to help us lock things in place. So let's go back. Now, this is the hard part. A lot of people, when they look at these drawings, and students and adults alike, are always like, well, you didn't give me the dimension for these circles. And you're right, I didn't. And in the real world, a lot of times, the people who are asking you to make stuff don't always give you the best measurements when they do stuff. So I'm trying to, one, teach you how to make the product based off of the dimensions that are given, but also sometimes they don't give you everything you need. So there's an order of operations here. So if I round these corners, we're going to round these corners to a radius of 0.5. It'll give me a center point. And then I'm going to base those circles, or those half-inch circles, around that point. So now I'm going to switch back over. We're going to hold down Shift and F on the keyboard. Or if you follow me up here, you'll see it lives right here. And what I need to do is come in and I'm going to click all 4 corners. So we'll go like so. Once they're all selected, you'll see that I get this little like acceptance box. My mouse changes to the green check mark and we'll say, yep, that's what I want. And then the text box will come up, and we need that to be 0.5 on those radii. So I'm going to exit that by pressing escape. And if we look, now I have these 4 dots right here. So what I'm going to do, C, and I'm going to draw a circle. Now I need these to be 1/2 inch, and I could go in and type 0.5, and I can do that on all of them. But a little trick to save some time I want to show you. So obviously the 2.5, that is not 5 or 0.5, and that is 5.89, and that is also not 0.5. And this is really, we'll zoom in, make this really, really tiny to where it's not 0.5 either. If I come through with no tools selected and I select all of my circles, including the one that I've already dimensioned, and now I press E on the keyboard for equals, they now all exist as the same size based off of that drawing. Okay. So I'm going to change my dimension on this really quick so I can show you how to find this. So let's say I wanted to change these holes to 0.75 instead. I could double click that text box and then all 4 change. Obviously this is a gasket and they're probably going to be bolt holes. So in my mind, all the bolts are going to be the same. But if you're making a special gasket that might have a different size bolt hole, you wouldn't want all 4 bolts to be equal. So don't do that. So I'm going to undo, bring that back to 0.5. But I am going to change some dimensions just so I can show you guys how to find these answers and not really give away the answer. So we'll make this 5.6, and it looks close enough. So that was the finished drawing the way I did it before, but I'm changing these because if we go back, our questions are what is the area of the shape with and without the holes? So when I mean with the holes, I guess technically what I mean is without, like I said earlier. So without the holes selected, but as if the holes were to be cut out. So like with holes being drilled into this piece, what is our area? And I would follow down here and I would find it. Obviously this 21.058 is the wrong answer because I've changed those measurements, but do it again and click the inside pieces. And then now click show measure details and you'll get another area number. So if you were a teacher or the student and you're like, I don't know which one's which, I don't do both, but that's basically what I'm talking about. This is, in my mind, this is what I mean by width, and everything selected easy way, just go like this. Of course, it's not going to do it, but you could go here like such. There we go. You got to be outside of the sketch for that to work, and bring up your measurement like so. So remember, we're not talking length, we're talking area. That is what the question asks. So with the holes and without the holes. As long as you get both, that proves to me that you know what you were doing. Again, thank you guys for watching these. Hopefully they're making sense of this packet. I know it's kind of a harder thing to understand, especially the way I design these drawings is to kind of mess with you and cause some problems so you know how to fix some failures when you run into them. So that's going to do it for us today. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you guys later.